Welcome to another edition of JavaScript for you. This morning, for the example of using animations, I wanted to go to this website, css-tricks.com, for a couple of interesting examples of how you can use animation and queuing to kind of control what you get. Not as completely as the goals here. Notice what the goal here is to have something that animates wide on mouse enter, back on mouse leave, perform a complete wide back cycle, and don't queue up animations. And of course be smooth. So let's see how that interacts with the stop function, which I'm going to scroll down a bit. You'll see here we're using stop. How does that work? Well, we go over here to the jQuery stop function, and you see that the first argument is whether to remove the queued animations, and the second argument is whether to complete them. Notice they're both defaulting to false. So with that in mind, let's take a look at this first one, not using stop, just animating. So as we hover over, it's going to animate. And you notice this works the way we expect, but when we hover off, look what happens. The animations queue up. So it's smooth, it always completes, but it also keeps going long past the time when I've moved the mouse off because it queues up every single action. So scroll down a bit. Let's go to this one, stop, setting the first one to true, the second one to false. So the animations don't finish if you mouse off too quickly, so it's going to look a little jerky. If we come in here, notice what's happening here. It starts and stops the way we want, but it never does a full cycle unless we really linger. So you see here you have to kind of slowly go through them to get them to finish, because as soon as we go off, it just stops animating completely. Go down a bit more. Set them both to true. So they're going to finish and they're going to go start to back. But notice what happens. They're kind of jerky. As we move back and forth, see, you can see it flashing, which probably isn't the kind of behavior you'd like. But that's again what setting these two to true and true does. And down here, let's try don't queue at all. So not using stop at all, we're using queue. It's going to behave the same as setting the things to true false. So again, look at what happens here. They don't finish, but they do stop as we mouse out. So it looks like this goal isn't really set using the variations on don't use stop, they queue up. Down here, we're not going to get queue ups, but they don't complete. Down here at the bottom, using don't queue. Again, same kind of behavior. And if we go up to this one in the middle, the animation's finished, but they're kind of flashy. So you kind of got to pick your poison with this. You're going to get some kind of behavior you may not want if the goals were what they set up here. But you can kind of pick the way you want it to work. And again, I would recommend you go to the jQuery API page, check out what the arguments mean for these things. And I would also recommend this site, css-tricks.com, because a lot of things that I certainly don't know are explained really well here. And it's the basis, obviously, of this video, which I was able to do so easily because of this cool stuff. So, it's better for today. Until next time, have fun with JavaScript.